Despite a controversial start to his presidency, President Donald Trump has high approval ratings. About half the country approves of President Trump, with 49% giving the new president a thumbs up. According to a new Harvard-Harris poll, that's several points better than the 45.9% of the popular vote the Republican nominee was elected with in November. President Trump has also gained 1 point since the same survey asked registered voters their thoughts on how the billionaire has done the past month. That's a stark contrast to reports that several President Trump voters say they regret their vote. Are regretful Trump voters a myth? The President Trump divide is our topic this half hour, and we want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page. You can also weigh in on Twitter by sending me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. Joining us here in the studio, our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico. We have Democratic media consultant, Mustafa Tamiz, and Republican strategist and public policy analyst Jackie Bally. Good morning again.
Good morning.
So are these Trump regret Trump voters a myth?
Well, certainly there's some people out there, and there's Twitter hashtags or whatever we call that thing, and web pages, an old man problem right there. Web pages that are dedicated to that. But you know, he's been in office 66 days. It's a little early, I think, Mustafa Tamiz, to give up on the man. He's never been in public office before. He's got a little bit of a learning curve here. I think it's too early to say he can't do the job.
Well, I don't think that he's lost a lot of support from his base. I think that is still strong, and it continues to be strong. And until they see the falsehoods impacting their lives, you won't see those numbers change. And the first crack in that is starting with his broken promise about Obamacare.
There's been several things that, and the Obamacare vote was his first legislative loss, and that happened pretty quickly in his presidency. But really, it is too early just to give up.
Well, let me go with the myth of Trump supporters. Do we regret our vote? When I've worked on national, state, and local campaigns, I've always said to my candidate, it's more about who you're running against than it's about you. So for any Trump voter, our alternative was Hillary Clinton, someone who called us deplorable just for exercising our right. So that's why you're not going to see many of us say, oh, I really regret voting for Trump because I could have voted for someone who insulted me just because I was exercising my right. With that said, I've always said that the Democrats are doing this all wrong. The fact that they boycotted his inauguration, the fact that every nominee that he's tried to put up, they've really attacked. They've attacked every executive order. It's too much. The typical voter who's looking at all of this, when you just hear from the left slamming Trump every single day for every single move, you start looking at the left more seriously and say, why are they doing this? And as a result, that's why his numbers have moved up.
Of course, the Republicans never did that to the last president, did they?
Well, no.
Look, it would be potentially even a good defense what Jackie just said, but the guy that she's defending for 5 years claimed that the last president wasn't born in the United States. He started his entire political career on the national stage with a big lie and then continued to lie through the campaign. And what Marco Rubio said was, I thought, the most insightful thing, that Donald Trump is a con artist. Those are not my words. Those are what Marco Rubio said, and we should listen to him, because before he sells it on a wrong path, this is
let's
go back to he brings up a very good point, because when Obama was running against Hillary, he said she's never done anything and she will never do anything. Fast forward, when he was trying to defeat Donald Trump, he was like, she's done everything in the country. So if you're trying to say Donald Trump's the only one who's ever lied, that's a lie.
It's very different to disagree on policy and to bend the truth. But when you start with the fact for 5 years that the man is the president, wasn't born in the United States.
When it's a Democrat, they're bending the truth.
It's laughable, because President Trump is so acoustic, and so when somebody just disagrees with them, he begins to attack them back.
And that's why his numbers continue to rise.
Let me ask you this: would people have a little bit of the right to say, I'm regretting this, when you look at he wiretapped me, you're going to repeal and replace, you're going to do all these things that Donald Trump is saying and doing that proved to be demonstrably false.
Come on, guys. People don't trust politicians to begin with. So the fact that people like Mustafa are saying Donald Trump is the biggest liar ever, but they're trying to tell us that someone like Hillary Clinton never lied, it's preposterous.
Nobody ever said Hillary Clinton didn't lie.
So
it just means she has some connection to the truth.
Like him continue to attack him the way he does. That's why Donald Trump numbers continue to rise.
Let me go to Sally. Hang on. Let me go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
All right, lots of viewers up early with us this morning. We appreciate you weighing in. Let's check in with Arnetta. She first says, not a myth Trump voters regret because of his constant lies and his classless cabinet. Ouch. Ben says, why Donald Trump is no JFK. Many probably second-guessed themselves after the Bay of Pigs invasion fiasco. And Maggie says, I haven't heard one of these Trump regret voters say they should have voted for Hillary. Until then, they don't deserve a dime of praise. So all sides there represented.
Well, but when you have, forget the legislative defeat. I mean, let's just leave Obamacare out of it. But the demonstrably false statements, that's what I want to focus on with the little time we have left. That the demonstrably false statements, and the wiretapping is really the most important thing, I think. Demonstrably false.
Look, I mean, I'll pick up what Ben, who retweets a lot of things from our show. Ben made an assertion to the Bay of Pigs. Imagine if Donald Trump was the president of the United States during the Cuban Missile Crisis. He has no attachment to the truth or understanding of the facts.
Are you two going to answer any question I ask?
Well, if he does not have any connection to the truth in what he says, and there's daily falsehoods out, what will we do when there's a serious matter and we have to trust the word of the president? You can't trust this guy, and that's his problem.
I'm not going to ask you a question you won't answer anyway. Just go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's funny that the person who supported Hillary Clinton is talking about trustworthy factor, because that was really the issue. Again,
campaign is over. He's the president. We agree. Tell the truth.
Let her answer. Let her answer.
You're right.
At the ending of the day, it really is. You're looking at who your alternate voter or your alternate choice is. People hated Hillary, and so anyone who's looking at Hillary Clinton, they disliked her, they distrusted her. Her numbers were at an all-time high. So as much as people are saying, "Oh, don't trust Donald Trump," no one trusted Hillary.
Hang on. She did win the popular vote, so it's unfair to say that everybody hated her when she won the popular vote. So that's really disingenuous. But what about, there are, we got to wrap. Final thought.
Look, I don't regret my vote because I would never vote for a woman who called me deplorable by exercising my right.
No, I don't regret my vote. Over 3 million people voted for Hillary more than Donald Trump. But he's got to start telling the truth, regardless of politics.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. Next week, they promise to answer the questions I ask and not say what they want to say. Well, that's all the time we have this week. We'll be back next week, wrapping up the hottest stories of the week.
All right, we look forward to seeing y'all then. Thanks so much. Have a great week. We're going to send it to Lisa now. She's got your warm Sunday forecast.